in the pilot and in the Talkville review of the pilot, one of the best moments for Clark is that after saving Lex, that Lex tries to give Clark the gift of a truck. And in the episode, Jonathan Kent tells Clark to give that truck back. And his reason is that Lionel Luthor had made a deal with their neighbors, their neighboring farm, to take their land. And that deal ultimately, that deal was sweetened with gifts, flashy gifts. But ultimately, Lionel Luthor went back on his word and totally screwed over their neighbors, who happened to be the parents of the family of Pete, Clark's best friend. So we have this very complicated relationship being explained, and then Clark responds with, "So you're saying that so you're being angry at Lex for what his father did?" And Jonathan says, "No, you need to know where the money came from that bought that truck." And so there's this very honest, earnest point of view coming out of Jonathan Kent, that Jonathan Kent could not be further away from Lionel Luthor. That for Jonathan Kent, the truth and honesty and earnesty and doing good things for no other reason. He doesn't say don't save this guy and expect gifts or want gifts or even accept gifts because they're grateful. You saved his life. That's enough. That's special. We're proud of you for that. That's all you need to do. And that kind of core value is one of the essential values of Superman himself. You understand? That Superman saves people and asks for nothing in return. That is what a hero is. Forget superhero. That is what a hero is. He just saves them because it's the right thing to do in that moment. And Jonathan Kent is trying to iron that quality into Superman. He's trying to mold that into him. Like, don't... And again, with someone who has these powers, it would be very easy for him to abuse them for any which reason. One of my favorite lines that Jonathan Kent says is in episode 3 of season 1, where Clark is worried about his powers and he's worried about his value to other people, and he's worried about all these things that teenagers would already be worried about, but applied to a large scope because of his superpowers. And Jonathan Kent stops him and says, "I am happy when you wake up in the morning." And that single line is so powerful and so important to have a parent say that to a child. And there's a lot of parents out there who maybe they do work hard to provide for their kids, but maybe they don't talk like that. And I definitely, my own father was very loving and always providing, but he didn't talk like that. He wasn't, he was a good father, but he wasn't like that. You know what I mean? He didn't express himself like that. Now I'm an adult. We relate a lot better, and we say much very kind things to each other now. But certainly when I was growing up, it wasn't like that. But he would always be there. He would exemplify what Jonathan Kent talked about, but he wouldn't say the words. Those words would be unspoken, but they would be performed by his duties, by always being there when I needed him. And so I relate to that. But Jonathan Kent putting his hand on Clark's shoulder and telling him those words are, to me, the critical source of what makes Superman Superman. Because when I hear that line, I see Superman floating above the earth and seeing the sun rise. And looking upon a world of people that wake up happy to be alive. That every time he saves someone, he is just happy that those people woke up in the morning. That to me is what Superman is about. He is the spirit of saviors, and he is the spirit of being a savior who asks for nothing in return. That in fact, the fact that you're alive, and the fact that you're well, and the fact that you wake up in the morning is enough for him to feel good.